Hello.
I'll lean in.
Me too. We're coming to you from the back porch today. It's kind of one of those weird, about to be not fall feeling day in 3
Yeah.
hours. Right now
No
we're in
kidding.
long sleeves, but in about 2 hours you'll be shedding it off.
Yeah.
Do you need to come up here, dog?
Look at the
Come on.
little things
Come
that
on.
are popping up in the pot. I need to take a picture of this and share that later
What is that?
on the newsletter tonight. I can just see a little thing. I have no idea. I think we planted some bulbs. I had this big bucket of bulbs in the garage the other day, and when our yard guy was here planting pansies, I was like, I just kept pulling stuff out. Found grass seed, found bulbs, and I was like, here, help. And he was putting stuff in pots and stuff. So I don't know. That's kind of cool.
I guess we're going to find out.
We are.
It's funny.
I'm going to adjust this down because it's kind of bugging me. I realized something last week. Well,
Okay.
first of all, welcome
Yes. Welcome. Good morning.
to the Unedit, formerly the Dave and Whit Morning Show.
Just didn't really stick.
But I realized
It created no consistency.
no consistency. I realized last week that the name of this morning show is the Unedit, not the Unprepared.
Yes, last week was a little bit.
And we were kind of at each other's throats.
It was a little bit. We were distracted. We were
Look at my Halloween manicure, you guys.
distracted by Halloween manicures today. Similar things. There was just so much going on.
There was. There still
so much.
is.
There is, but it just seemed like it was compounded last week. Is that the right word? It was compounded. There was additional stuff to the already lots of stuff. You know,
Which we can talk about. Okay,
we can talk about.
so in order to prepare for this, we each thought of 3 topics that we can ask each other about. So really rapid fire. I'm going to start. I'm going to say one topic, and then you're going to say a topic, and then I'm going to say, and
Okay.
we're just going to, okay. So I'm going to start. Meal plan.
What? You just asking me to talk about our meal plan?
No. You just have to say one of your topics.
Oh.
It's like in the Today Show, they say like, and coming up, we're going to discuss blah, 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 blah.
Coming up. So you're saying meal plan. Mine is parenting hack.
Home projects.
I have questions for Whitney.
Holiday planning.
Oh, brother. And just creative projects and inspiration. Oh, no, it was gift ideas. That was a third.
Okay. So now you have a lineup.
There you go.
We're also a little bit late today. I started working early this morning, and once I'm in the zone, I don't want to stop, you know? And I'm kind of on a roll with a little project that I'm working on right now.
More on that soon.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Meal plan. Go. What do you think?
What are we going to have for dinner tonight?
Well, let's talk about what we had tried to do in the past that still kind of, it's stuck because the kids ask us all the time.
It did stick. We eat the same thing every day,
Not the same
every week.
food, but under a certain category.
Same category of food,
Right.
yes. So Mondays, meatballs. Tuesdays, tacos. Wednesday is breakfast because we got married. When we got married, I was supposed to say we
did
got
get
married on a
married.
Wednesday.
We did
No,
get married.
we got married on a Saturday. But we had breakfast for dinner at our wedding, which was really fun and different,
was a
and
huge
everybody
hit.
loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fun. Who doesn't love breakfast for dinner? So wedding Wednesday, breakfast for dinner on Wednesdays. Thursdays are chicken. Fridays are pizza. Saturdays and Sundays end up being,
Steak and soup.
yeah, it's like, it's all S. It's like soup, salad, sushi, steak. And the sushi, we're really burned out on
The
sushi,
sushi
right
got
now.
in hand. It's just one child. It's just whenever you say, "What do you want for dinner?"
Sushi.
Sushi.
What do you want to eat? Sushi.
So,
And
which is
sushi
good.
expensive for a family of
It
5.
is. It's healthy food, but good gravy.
Fortune. Actually,
Yeah.
don't know if it's healthy because are they like, how are they raising that fish? I don't walk into a sushi restaurant and say, "Excuse me, is your salmon farm raised or wild caught?"
Yeah, that's a valid point. You don't know.
Anyway.
We could get into the
We
minutia of that.
we could do fish more often. Like we could go to that little fish store down there on May. It's like a little locally owned
We could
fish.
make our own sushi again. weekend. Did we do that once?
Yeah, that was like a lot of work. It stressed me out.
Mhm.
I can't do that right now.
So, okay. Anything else on meal planning? So
What
anyway,
are we having for dinner tonight?
oh, what are we having for, what is today? Wednesday would be
Breakfast for
dinner. It's kind of been falling to you because I have
dinner.
chauffeuring activities from 5 o'clock on.
So I have to decide. We had pumpkin pancakes
Those are so good.
last week. There was a little bit of sugar in them.
Yeah, they got taken for lunch the next day. I mean, they disappeared.
And then Aldi had pumpkin butter. I'm assuming they still have pumpkin pie butter.
We talked about this last week.
Oh,
the
we did.
Pumpkin explosion at Aldi. So if you
Yeah.
haven't gone yet, hurry
So-
because Whitney's going to get it all today.
We made pumpkin pancakes, and then we put pumpkin pie butter on them. And then also at Aldi, they had maple vanilla whipped cream on the top. I mean, we were basically at IHOP for
It
the
was
night.
over the top, man. It was good.
It was really good, but just very rich.
And then sausage.
And sausage. So I just don't want to cook tonight. There's so
Mhm.
much to do.
We passed on cooking last night, though.
Maybe I'll just make hash brown casserole or something.
That'd be good. There's some foil trays in there. Just whip it up and make
That way we don't have to do dishes.
Yeah, if you need me to
Just
order groceries, I
recycle
can
flow.
probably find the time to do that while
Okay.
I'm sitting in a car line.
Okay, you're up.
Parenting hack on the blog this week. I'm kind of sharing some things that we have found have been effective in raising our kids and trying to teach them to be good, productive humans and responsible humans, and just how we talk to them by not browbeating
Because
them.
you had a situation with an upset kid. Is this what you're talking about?
Uh-huh.
At the doctor's office,
Uh-huh.
and didn't want to get shots.
Yeah,
was
yesterday.
Really
Yeah, it was a
freaking
4-shot
out.
day. Yeah.
And you told me last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could just see it on his face, and I channeled my inner Whitney, and I just got in front of him, and I got down in his, eye
Eye level.
yeah,
Eye level is like
eye level, and I just
major.
held his hands, and I said, "Listen, son," I said, "it's going to be over so fast. I mean, this is just like the shots that you've had, the last 4 or 5 times for, vaccines or flu shots or whatever it is." I said, "It's just going to be rapid fire, one after another. You're going to get through this. You can totally do this. It's nothing. It's like a pinch."
It's just amazing how when you talk to kids, like you can.
Like an adult, pretty much.
Well, yeah, but they respond. I think it's so easy just to get frustrated with kids because most kids don't yell back at you,
Right.
And so I do think a lot of kids, you end up getting super frustrated as a parent. You kind of take it out on them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you realize you wouldn't talk to your best friend like that,
Mm-hmm.
and you start looking at your kids as a best friend, and you just say listen, I'm here for you, and this is gonna be okay. It just changes
Yeah.
everything, and that's when a kid's freaking out. But I feel like the same principle applies whenever you're having to redirect a kid.
Mhm.
It's you can yell at the kid across the room. This is a pet peeve. This is one of my pet peeves.
Mm-hmm.
When it happened at a church event on Sunday, we were all sitting. The group of adults was sitting at a table eating our chili, and David sees a kid misbehaving over there, and he yells, which stops the entire conversation at the adults table. Drives
Mhm.
me crazy. You just have to get up, you have to stop what you're doing, get up and walk over to the kid and do the little, listen, we're not gonna do
We're
that.
not gonna stick our gross fingers in cornbread. Instead,
Is that
yeah.
what was happening?
Oh yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah. You just.
We're also not going to yell at children from across the room when we're sitting and having
Delightful conversation.
with other adults.
Right.
Yeah,
We're not
it's
gonna do
jarring. I mean, it just drives me nuts. Okay.
Anyway, you're up, Buttercup.
Where do we stand on this bathroom remodel?
Where do we stand?
I
on this
thought our
bathroom
tall guy
remodel?
was supposed to be here this week.
That's a good question. I will figure out what's
I'm
what.
ready to get it done.
I know you are. She whenever I hear it, multiple times within 4 or 5 days. I know that
I mean,
it's
but we don't even have time for me to ask. I mean, that's why I was like, well, what do I need to talk to David about? Like, where do we? I mean, like, this is the
yeah
window of opportunity for me.
I will
to
find
ask.
out. Yeah, it is truly. I'll get with him and see what's what. I'm assuming he had a delay because somebody got delayed and somebody got delayed.
Well, we need to know.
Yeah,
We
the
got to
delay-
stay on
the
top.
delays are
and,
the
like,
delays.
make it happen. Yeah. Okay.
So it's just
I feel like we can't have anybody over. I mean, we do have some friends over for dinner, but we don't really have a working guest bathroom. They can come to our bathroom, but
it's weird.
like it is
For
weird.
them,
And then
probably.
you're gonna get like our kids' clothes all over the floor because we've yet to figure out the quarantine hack for making children pick up their dirty laundry.
Baby steps, Nate. Baby steps. One thing at a
There's a
time.
plane.
One thing at a time.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What was just speaking of last weekend? What was your favorite part? We had kind of a busy weekend. What was your favorite part about last weekend? We had a church function.
Mm-hmm.
We had a neighborhood party on
Mhm.
Monday night and hayride, trick or treating, and
Mm-hmm.
dress up and things like that. What was your favorite part you want to share?
Didn't know if I was going to dress up this year for Halloween. And if we could go back and edit this, it would be great for us to get a picture and post, like, flash it up on the screen.
Mhm.
We could probably find somebody to edit it, but we don't have time to find somebody to edit the video. So anyway, I didn't know if I was going to be anything for Halloween. And then I was thrifting the other day and found a fur boa with white. It has a white tail on one end. I think it was at one time it had a white tail on the other end, but that's okay. And then a fur muff, like that you put your hands in, one of those things. I thought I'm going to be Cruella de Vil for Halloween, and I really I have to be into the costume if I'm going to dress up.
You were. You look good.
So it was fun. I had my trainer's daughter does makeup, and so she came and did like these major cat eyes, and it was a blast. So
That was the best part, was dressing up.
yeah, and then I just walked around with a cigarette holder. Actually, I was holding the cigarette holder. I should have brought that. That would have been a good prop. But I was putting it in my mouth on the wrong end because I've never used a cigarette holder.
Yeah.
Because I don't smoke. I'm not into tobacco, and apparently you're supposed to suck on the white end, and then the silver end holds the cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought about getting cigarettes, and then I just thought my mother would absolutely die if I
shit,
did
yeah.
that. Like, that
There was
might
a-
be too gross.
A zombie gangster as a little boy, and he had all the blood and things all over him. And
He was walking
he was
around.
walking around with it was a fake cigar, but it had a little battery in it that when it sensed it was in your mouth, it would light up
4 years
red.
old.
He was 4 years old.
Walking around, but hanging out of his mouth.
Just totally. Yeah,
A
he was into it.
miniature
Yeah.
Clyde.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was.
That was funny.
It was funny. Oh, he was over by the cement machine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretending like he was smoking.
Yeah. I have another question for you.
Okay.
So we had some big news this week
Oh,
regarding
yeah.
Mockingbird.
Oh
you
my
want to
gosh.
share? I mean,
Well, yeah.
it was traumatic at first, but I think it's gotten better as it's.
This is a bit of a what's the word for it? Rug pulled out from underneath you. 180, it's a U-turn. I don't know what
All
the
those things, yeah.
appropriate metaphor is, but curveball. That's
There you
what it
go.
is.
That's
It's
a
a curveball. This is a big curveball. We found out a week ago today that the landlord who owns the building at Mockingbird Manor, where I have my my retail space. That's a better way to call it, because there's new and old stuff, new and found things mixed in, one of a kind things. So we found out that the landlord who owns that building sold it, and Mockingbird sold it to someone who wants to use it. I think for an office space or something. I don't know. Rumor mill. But We have to be out of there by January 1st.
Wow. And where are we going?
The owner of Mockingbird Manor, Liz Brown, has found a new location. So this is for all the Oklahoma City folks who, love to go antiquing or whatever. But we are moving over to the spot on Wilshire and May, where the old Wilshire Garden Market is. If you've lived in Oklahoma City for a while, you probably know what location I'm talking about. There used to be a cute little garden store there long before Terrain. You know what Terrain is? You don't know what Terrain is.
Mm-hmm.
Terrain is the garden store that is owned by Anthropology. It was kind of like it was really cute. Really cute little garden store. So anyway, that's where Mockingbird's going to be.
And it's still going to be Mockingbird.
It's going to be Mockingbird
Mockingbird
Manor, and which we all just call Mockingbird for short. And for short,
It's a long word.
Mocking, 3-syllable word.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's a song. That's a nursery song. Is this your version of it?
No, I think it's from Dumb and Dumber. That's
Oh,
what
my
popped in my
word.
head. Mocking. Put that up there too.
So we're moving. We saw the space yesterday. I filmed a quick little video about it. Really cute.
Where can you
It's
find
gonna
that video? Is it up there?
I don't know that we've uploaded it anywhere yet, but we need to do that.
I was worried about you.
I'm still stressed about it.
Yeah, it's just, now it's down to, planning and work and layout and stuff like that, which is fine. It's just.
Well, we had a lot of other stuff project-wise for work that we've been working on. Like, we're launching a new digital platform.
How much are you sharing about this?
I think that's enough for today.
Okay.
That's the current project I'm working on, trying to figure out, tech stuff. And whenever I get into tech mode, I don't switch gears really well. If I'm coding, it's a nerd hat for sure.
Kind of has to be.
Yeah, and it's really hard to gear switch out of that. So
It's two different that's two different ways of thinking. You're thinking in ones and
totally.
zeros
And
instead
here I
of
am.
colors and.
Well, not once, but yeah.
You know what I mean.
Oh, so I'm stressed. That is a really good way to explain my current. And I just have to remind myself to relax, because I think stress kind of compounds itself. Like if I let myself get anxious about one thing, it's going to be easier to get. It's just, I just don't want to live like that.
I get that way too. Spiral down to.
Cranky.
That was me last week too. She didn't like it. I didn't like it either. It's just,
People operate best when you treat them a certain way.
Yes. Are you referring to the way I was treating you?
Yes.
Okay.
It just doesn't work like that.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't. Anyway, on to my third question for you.
Okay.
What current creative projects are you working on?
Well, we just kind of talked about that with this online platform. This digital.
What is inspiring that digital platform? Why? What's the purpose?
I think digital products are affordable. Everybody has a printer. Most everybody has a home printer. A lot of people are really good at printing stuff. I am not, surprisingly. We had a commercial printer at one time.
Our kids are good at printing stuff.
Oh, our kids like, you print a coloring page?
And then they do 10 of them and just throw them around.
Yeah, and then you just find them and throw them away. But, some people have really figured out how to get the settings right and do really beautiful, at-home printing projects. And I just have all kinds of ideas around that. And bottom line is, I love to create and share. Are you making a note of something?
I just had a
I just love to create and share. And so this is going to be sort of a canvas for me, a medium in which I, as a creative person, can communicate and connect with people and offer fun and different and beautiful things, because it has to be pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also another part I'm working on right now, is I want it to look a certain way.
Is this not a go ugly early thing?
It will be a go ugly early. Like,
Kind of like our
I
newsletter.
love, well, it's more
It's
like
got so much better.
progress through iteration
Sure.
is one of our values
Mm-hmm.
as a company,
Mm-hmm.
as a couple.
Mm-hmm. As is
Flexibility.
maintaining flexibility. Yeah.
Progress through iteration. Quality of life, if we have to pick another one.
There you go.
Don't do it if it's going to stress you out. Except we were already committed to doing this project before we knew about the Mockingbird Banner thing.
Sometimes
which
you
is
don't
why
have a choice. You
it's
have to do
such
it whether you're
a
stressed or
curveball.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like I've been talking a lot today.
Me too.
Wow, look at us go. With no awkward pauses like last week. It was lots of dead air last week, and I think we have done so much better.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Much more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The last question I have for you was holiday planning, and not necessarily what are our plans, but what do people in general need to do? I mean, one thing I'm thinking of, just to like we need to change the air filters before it gets super cold, and nobody's gonna want to. You have to change our air filters outside.
Mm-hmm.
But what are some things that need to be done in general? I always order deli containers.
Is that what's in the garage?
No. I always order a new pair of scissors. We got some tape last week.
Just prep for gift wrapping and stuff like that?
Yeah, because I always order ribbon. I already placed several ribbon orders for this year. Deli containers. Oh, I make chicken stock, which we did the other day, but
We need to do it again. We used
we
all
don't
for that.
have enough. Yeah.
We had ramen last week. That's something we've gotten into is ramen too.
I don't know. I'm a little bit over it.
Are you really?
Yeah.
It's so good.
You
So
just
easy.
kind of got into it.
It's just easy. So very easy. So I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, holiday planning for me, I think, is trying to figure out. This kind of goes into my last question for you at the same time. Is what are we going to do for kids? I think we've talked about. We've even told the kids no more. We just cleared out all the toys in their room because there was no room for clothes and
We
everything
don't
else.
have a family room or a playroom. We have one living area, and then it's like a TV room, which just doesn't have. So we don't really have. This house was not designed for children with toys.
Well, that, and we kind of took some closet space and stuff and used it for something else that, arguably could have been used for other things, but that's okay. It's totally fine. It looks pretty. So, and we have garage space. So, and the kids don't really play with it. They'll play with the toys for 20 minutes and then throw it on the counter, and then they'll come back to it a week later and go, "Where are all the pieces? I can't find all the pieces."
And they actually we have like the Duplos, the big old Legos in a box, and our little neighbor kid loves to come and play with those, and so every now and then we'll just pull it out and we'll pull those out, and then all the kids kind of get into it for a little bit, and then they get over it, and you put the box away, and in a year you just pull it out again, and they it's popular around here with neighborhood kids for a week or so. And eventually they'll even outgrow that, but it is nice. That's what the tubs in the garage are for. Okay, so
Back to the
what are we going to
preparation.
get kids for Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, we said we were going to do toys, but just experiences. I mean, things that promote physical activity and growth and, you know.
Well, all our kids are really into reading
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've ordered some books that um, for our daughter for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So when those come in, just tuck them aside.
I think we should have yesterday. She found it.
It's okay.
Okay.
It was. I always order used books off Amazon, so I think there's like a 3-book set or something that's probably new.
Sometimes I have to be reminded what time of year it is, and we need to remind the kids not to open boxes. That's kind of where we are too. So
And
that's one thing that we'll prepare for is I'll tell the kids you can't open boxes right now.
Oh, you know what else on the house project things? I need to touch base with our drywall guy. I'm telling you, moving and Mockingbird this time last week, it really threw me for a loop.
No.
Or spaces or just hanging stuff up. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, so on that note, we've got stuff we got to go do.
Yeah. We do. Contractors to call, buildings to show, all the above. A newsletter to get out and finish.
I mean, I'm just like, don't tense up. Don't, like, the tension, like, let it go.
It got warmer out here just in the last 20, how many minutes we've been
Yeah, it
doing
did.
this. It feels good.
It did. Perfect day for this.
Good light too, right?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Ready, break.
See you guys next
Bye.
week.